All right, so we're picking up the same idea. We're going to do a little substitution to help us with this. But rather than using sine or cosine, let's work with one of the reciprocals and talk about how do we work through that. So in this example, we have 4 plus cosecant of an x plus 2 pi over 3, close the parentheses, is going to equal 6. Okay. First thing I would recommend doing is try to work this down so you just get it in terms of like cosecant, and then we can do our u-substitution that we did before. So rewriting this, I could just say that cosecant of x plus 2 pi over 3 should equal a 2. All right, and it's at this point that I'm going to do my u-substitution. And I'm going to say, well, let's u equal the part that's inside the function. And if you notice, the x plus 2 pi over 3 is a phase shift. So imagine a cosecant graph, but now it's shifted over to the left 2 pi over 3 spaces. Okay? So we really need to figure out where cosecant of u would equal a 2. I'm not well versed in my cosecant. I know my sine and cosines very well. So I'm going to just rewrite it. If cosecant of u will equal 2, then that must mean that I'm trying to figure out where sine of u would equal 1/2. I just took that reciprocal because sine and cosecant are just reciprocals of each other. Okay, if I want sine to be a positive 1/2, sine will be positive in the first and second quadrant. The reference angle has to be pi over 3. So my answer for u should be that I have 2 pi over 3, and u should equal pi over 3 as well. Right? But yeah, this doesn't work so well. So since I'm trying to find the general solutions that I didn't specify that I wanted my answer within a certain range or interval, I need to generalize this. So note, if my answer asks me to find values between 0 and 2 pi, I would almost be done, because I still need to go ahead and solve for the x, because this is in terms of u. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so x plus 2 pi over 3 should equal 2 pi over 3. X plus 2 pi over 3 should equal pi over 3, according to what the u equals. Right, I'm just going and replacing those. Okay. So based off that, I feel like I'm rushing, and I definitely know I missed a step. So I'm going to go back a little bit. Here's what I forgot in my rush. This is a general solution, but I didn't take into account how this is going to repeat or how to find the other coterminal angles. So that's what I need to add on right now. Plus 2n pi plus 2n pi. Cosecant, like sine, has a period of 2 pi. Every 2 pi, the behavior will repeat itself. So, plus 2n pi plus 2n pi. Okay? So now that I'm going to solve for x at this point, I need to go ahead and subtract. So I'll get x is equal to 0 plus 2n pi. And because it's 0, like I could just honestly write this as 2n pi. Over here, I would have negative pi over 3 plus 2n pi. And that would be my general solution for that part, right? So if I'm asked for general solutions, these are my answers. Eventually, we'll talk about restricting our answers within a certain domain or a certain interval, and we'll talk about how to do those. But for now, just keep on tagging the 2n pi's or the n pi's if you're dealing with if you're dealing with tangent or cotangent. Hope this helps.